Hi everybody, it's another severe weather day here where I live, and I don't know if you saw the previous video I did about when we hit the tornado warning, and I had to immediately take shelter, and I went into the, the closet because it was the safest space at the time where there were no windows, you know, because wherever you go, you want to be somewhere where there's no windows and a little more protection from outer walls, outer windows where glass could break or things could start flying. So I went into the the closet, in my bedroom closet, which was kind of cramped. Then after I got in there, I thought about, oh yeah, I have this nice space that I prepared for myself, which is really cool to have a space of my own to have a little bit more room. Doesn't have any windows. It's just enough room for me to be in here and to make sure I have the things that I need in here, which I have already done. For example, I get it open. This talking about preparedness. The things that I have in here, in case the power does go out, especially in the evening, is one of my portable power packs. This one is the Marbero. It's very portable. It's 167 watt hour and 100 that's the actual battery power, and then 100 watts of the AC alternating current. Works pretty well. I got this one and I got the Dr. Prepare. I got the Dr. Prepare first, and then I got this after that. And they're both nice and small and convenient. I mean, if I can fit it in this lunch bag, that's pretty convenient. I mean, and you can see compared to the size of my hand, you know, fits on my hand. It's pretty small, but it does what I need for it to do, which would be to give me some ample power to go through the night. If I had to run a CPAP or nebulizer machine, I'm able to do that. I've tried that and it works. And it's got different ports for plugging up, including a USB 1 and USB 2 port, like plugging up computer, cell phones, or whatever. There's even a USB 3, so you have three output USB ports, and then you have a USB for like people that use Apple products or things like that. They can plug into that one, and it has a DC output, two DC outputs on here. The other side has the DC input plug, um, and then you also have the light. Um, Pushing the button to turn it on, it's fully charged, and even if I don't use it within this month, I can come back and push that button and it's still fully charged. It does keep the charge for a long time, even if I'm not just like actively using it every day, which is good because I don't want to have to actively use it every day. And you shows by the battery that it is fully charged. I'll turn that off. Also with the AC, the alternating current, that works as well. The one thing that hasn't worked as well as I had hoped is that the light on this. The price was right because it was nice and affordable. I try to stay around that $100 range if I can because I got other bills. Let's be honest. Um, could pay a lot more for other things, but I can't really afford a lot of those other ones. I would love to be able to try, some of those other ones like Bluetti or Jackery or whatever, but that's going to be a little bit more of an expense. And right now, with rising prices, um, I would need a discount. But with the light here on the side, for whatever reason, The light has stopped working. It has not lasted very long. It didn't last a year. So that's kind of disappointing because I really do like having the feature of having the light on the side, which is too bad. But other than that, this does still work. Comes the supplies you need to make sure that everything works. Well, everything except the light. Not much I can do about that. But, in emergency situations, there is my backup power. I'm in an enclosed space with no windows, which is good for like during times of a storm. I have a flashlight. This is my Maglite Mini, which works very well. I've had this flashlight for more than 20 years, let's just say. Because I used to do security, and instead of carrying the big clunky flashlight, I would carry this, and it had like a little miniature holster that attached to my belt, small enough that you could slip it in your pocket. If you're carrying a purse or a bag, you can slip it in that. But this is really convenient. It works. It pans the light out, and if you turn the end of it, it will zero in down to a pinpoint, which is really pretty awesome. And it was really good at times when I was going and checking the readings in the boiler room and things like that for a previous job I had a while back. Um, Other things that you could have in your safe space in preparedness for storms and whatnot, would be water. If you got some bottled water or something, and a little bit of food, something that's non-perishable that you can keep in that space in case something happens, you end up needing it. Having like a whistle, either one of those really annoying alarm systems where you pull the pin and it makes that loud noise, or whistle because if something did happen and things did collapse and you end up being trapped in the space that you're in, you need to be able to make noise so that people can know you are where you are. And sometimes when we're in stressful crisis situations, we just don't, we're not, screaming. Sometimes in those situations you're just not able to scream or yell or whatever, maybe incapacitated and unable to do that, but you can pull a pin easy. You may be able to blow a whistle and someone can hear it and say, oh, I heard something over there, and then they can look for you. Now, about the weather, you know, I'm under thunderstorm watch with potential tornadoes. Kind of live in Tornado Alley, or that's what it was called when I first moved here. So I guess I shouldn't be surprised that this is another one of those days. But the weather's been so flippy flop that you can't really tell what's really going to happen, honestly. Um, they're saying for today and tomorrow. So I like having my stuff in place so that I am ready for tomorrow. Today, I've got my bag, I've got my flashlight, got my power. I've got books in here that I keep in here because I've got drawers and cupboards, and so I've got plenty of reading material if I need something to read or something to do. If you have kids with you and you're going through that kind of situation, you want to be sure to have like puzzle or some kind of activity that they can do to keep them distracted so they're not focusing on the scariness of sirens going off or the loud noise from a storm or whatever. So those are some things that you might want to consider just to have in place just in case, because we never know what's the next shoe that's going to drop, honestly. And if it's not this, could it be civil unrest again? Could be. Could it be um, some sort of nationwide or international conflict? Could be. We don't know. That's why we prepare, so that whatever comes up, we're ready for. Because like when I first moved to Minnesota, it was it was nice. Everything seemed to be nice and flowing really well. Got a new place, moved in, and within that first week of me being in that new place, a huge storm came, and they didn't say it was tornadoes. They said straight line winds that were going like 70 to 80 miles an hour, which knocked over a tree, which hit the power lines, which knocked the power out for several blocks, including the gas station. I was brand new, first week in that city, in my new place. I didn't know anything about anything. I didn't know anywhere else to go. I was going to go to the gas station, maybe get some hot dogs. Well, the gas station wasn't open because there was no power. So, no hot dogs that day. Couldn't even get donuts. Well, I couldn't get donuts, but my neighbor that lived behind me, they had already walked to the gas station and they got the last bit of donuts that were there. They just got a box full of them. And they came and knocked and said, "Welcome to the neighborhood. Welcome to Minneapolis." And through that experience, I learned to be prepared for stuff that comes up because all the food that I had in the refrigerator went bad. It wasn't like power was out for 2 or 3 hours or inconvenienced me for a day. The power was out for a week. All my food in the refrigerator went bad. I had a little bit of canned goods because I really wasn't a prepper then. So it's like, okay, I've got these canned goods and I've got a hand crank can opener. How am I going to heat this stuff up? So I had some things to work on. And I've learned a lot through that experience, and that's why I am who I am and what I do today, because these situations come up very quickly. And when they happen, you don't always have the advance notice that, oh, yeah, there's a storm coming. Be on the lookout. But if the weather person tells you that there's a storm coming, be on the lookout, you need to be on the lookout. What's that sky looking like outside? What color is the sky and the clouds? Are are the clouds kind of pinkish, greenish? Are they making a small circular motion? If they are, you need to take cover right there. I don't care what people say about wait until the ground is rumbling. If they're starting to do that circular motion pattern, take cover. Because I've been under a funnel cloud too, and as it was coming down, and I was blessed to make it through that situation. I've been in that situation twice now in my life. So it's good to be aware. It's good to be prepared. If your weather is doing the flippy flop thing and one day it's, 44 degrees, next day it's 92, what's going on? Because when those hot pressure systems and the cold pressure systems come together, that's when things start getting to agitate, and that could be the precursor to the storm, which means that there could also be hail. There could be straight line winds, which just means winds that are so powerful that they're gonna uproot some trees. They're gonna knock some stuff over. People that have a house or live in an apartment building where they have the bins for their recycling or garbage bins or whatever outside, those rubber bins, plastic bins, they will blow away down the street. Even that heavy, heavy lawn furniture that people spend hundreds of dollars on, saying this looks nice and it's too heavy for anybody to steal, so we're gonna have a company come and put it out here because it's cute and we can come sit out here at any time. Those things blow down the street too. I've actually seen those things blow down the street. But you know what? One thing is, um, when you know that some severe weather's coming, when you don't hear the birds, and you don't see the squirrels. If you don't see the squirrels and the birds and the chipmunks or the geese or the loons, when animals scamper and go away, it's time for you to already have your stuff together, not just be starting with, oh, maybe I should get this, I should get this. No, because they have that sixth sense, and they can feel the change in the atmosphere before we even do. Because there's a change in the vibration in the atmosphere. They will feel it before we do. And they are going to book up out of here while everybody else is, into their social stuff and, or just plain not paying attention to what's going on. Sometimes we have to get our heads out of the cloud and actually look around us, look outside, be aware of what's going on around you because things are not the way they used to be and may not ever go back to how it used to be before 2020. So be aware, be prepared, and treat yourself right. Don't cheat yourself. Have your stuff together so that you can weather any storm that comes. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to talking to you again soon.